Back with another one. Tea Time Talks with Tej. You guys already know what it is. This, I'm just gonna jump right into it because this was a very important piece of the hip flexor stretch that you may have noticed. When I bent to the side, if you noticed, I opened up towards the ceiling. What that is doing is it's putting my body into lateral extension. So I go into lateral flexion, and then I open up, and then I'm going into lateral extension. So it's giving me a deeper, even deeper stretch in through the hip flexor. When you bend to the side, you're getting a good stretch in through the hip flexor already, and then you go into lateral extension, and it's pulling you into an even deeper stretch with that hip flexor. So very good pro tip if you want to get the most range of motion out of that stretch. Get that lateral flexion and then go into that lateral extension as you open up. You guys are gonna really feel that and it's gonna be great. Remember to breathe. Then I go into my quad stretch, very basic, simple quad stretch. Same concept as foam rolling, breathing and relaxing, maintaining your breath. Make sure you're holding your stretches for about 30 seconds or a minute. Anywhere in that range is probably going to be pretty good, but a minimum of 30 seconds if you want to start taking advantage of some of the stretches. Any less than that, your brain isn't really going to have time to kind of catch up and process all of that incoming information. Now, when I am doing this, I am doing this after my foam rolling. So this would be a continuation of all of these foam rolling videos that I've done. I start with foam rolling, go through all my foam rolling, and then I go into my stretching. And then after I do my stretches, I would go into my dedicated mobility work. So this goes hand in hand with my foam rolling where I did my hip flexors, my lateral quads, and my front quads and my adductors. I foam rolled all of those muscles. You can go back in the past and see what videos I have there where I'm going over those if you want to see how that's done. And then I go into the stretches, which you can watch this video, which is going to show you again how those are done. And then in the future, right, you'll see the mobility exercises that are going to be done. I would name them off, but I can't name them off at the top of my head right now. So you just got to wait until the future. Or unless you're watching this video way ahead in the future, then you would be going into the past and then into the slightly less past where the mobility exercise video is. So, adductors, basic frog stretch. Now, I think one pro tip that I can give you with the this frog stretch, adductor stretch, you want to try to not have a super arch in your back. So trying to tuck your hips underneath you. So like if you feel your lower back engaging and your low back is doing that right there, think of like bringing your hips underneath you. So that way you have a flatter back. This high angle position, so being on my hands, is going to make the stretch less intense. And then as I get comfortable holding that, you see I drop down to my elbows. Notice how flat my back is. I have my hips kind of tucked underneath me, driving my forearms into the ground. Again, focusing on your breathing. But if you have that arch in your lower back, it's going to bring your hips into an anterior pelvic tilt. So it's going to be tilting them up and not allowing you to open up your hips as much as if you rotate, bring your hips underneath you. You're going to be able to get more external rotation at your hips without having that pressure applied onto your back. So that is a pro tip for the hip flexor. Nothing for the quad stretch because it's really basic. You guys can see how that's done. And then we get into the frog stretch. That is going to be your Tea Time Talks with Tej rant on things, some relevant, some non-relevant, but Hope you guys got some value out of it, and drop any comments down below. Yeah, that's about it. All right, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning, gym session, recovery session, whatever it is you're doing. I will see you guys on the next, These Time Talks with Teach. All right, guys, peace.